So we are ready to take you to another level. We are bringing our final speaker for the day, but don't you touch the dial. Don't you go anywhere, because we are not done yet. We, at this table of dialogue, we serve a complete meal. We begin with the appetizer. We Sana served a very delicious appetizer this morning. Then we have the main course, and the main course can go. We have 4 different types of main courses today. We have Dr. Finhas, we have Ajamang, we have Siki, and now we are about to welcome Julio. And then we also have the desserts in between, and the snack in between, and that was Jayla's performance. And we still have the dessert before we roll the red carpet. So don't you go anywhere. Our final speaker is from the great country of Mexico. Mexico is in the house. Julio, where are you?
I'm here, Margaret. Nice meeting you. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Julio Capuano Miranda from Mexico. Julio, you are an active professor for bachelor and master's level programs in some universities in Mexico. You are making a difference. You are a national and international speaker, and you provide lectures in English and Spanish for various organizations. Julio, you are a familiar voice in Mexico through the airwaves, through the radio and television airwaves in the country. You are an executive coach, and you are a CEO of Enlace Cooperative, a consultancy company. I hope I said that correctly. I'm trying to polish my Spanish over here. Julio Capuano Miranda, welcome to the table of dialogue. Leading change, the change is what we are talking about today. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for having me here on board. I appreciate it. Thank you, and hello, everybody.
All right, Julio. Your country is in the house. They are watching you. They are so proud. Somebody just said, Professor Julio, welcome. So that's somebody you transformed. That's somebody
Thanks
you are
so much.
and they're saluting you. Julio, we just heard from Siki, who talked about networking. Dr. Finn has touched a little bit about collaborations. Dr. Finn has said networking leads to collaboration. And now here you are going to talk to us about collaboration. Julio, what would you say collaboration is?
Well, collaboration is finally the last stage of everything that we have talked about today. This is fabulous because I've been hearing all of the speakers fantastically being developed, all the topics, and it's amazing because this is exactly the best part of collaboration. This is the best example we can actually see of collaboration. Just here with everybody, hearing every little nugget of wisdom, as we call it, which I simply say is fantastic. Collaboration is just the final stage of that part of wisdom being applied into the objectives that we really want to get.
Awesome. And that is what is happening on this platform. If you're just joining us or you joined us late and you didn't hear me announce this platform, Leading Edge Impact Youth Forum, is brought to you by collaboration. 2 organizations are in collaboration, in a relationship, and working together to impact young people in different continents of the world. I just shared with you how many countries are present. I just shared with you that we have more than 1,600 people, and we are streaming on different platforms, and I'm not even getting all the numbers at once. This is just what I got from the last, 20 minutes ago or so, that we have this number of people watching. It's more now, and it's more countries joining in, and it is all possible because 2 organizations came together. Global Youth Leaders Network, a youth organization headquartered in South Africa, and Coaches of Influence Foundation, a youth and women's organization headquartered in the USA. And 2 organizations came together, and we are able to reach places that one organization would not have been able to reach. And my teacher, my leadership teacher, my mentor, John Maxwell, says 1 is too small a number for greatness. If you want to reach greatness, you must collaborate. And Julio, thank you so much for giving us that broad definition. Now let's dive deeper. How do we go about forming collaborations? In other words, we are trying to find out, or trying to ask you to teach us, what are the best practices for collaboration?
Okay, it's fantastic. I will try to give you 5 basic best practices that you can actually apply. All of you can apply. And I think this is based on what you said in the morning at the beginning of this event, Margaret, which is a 2030 UN agenda. One of the SDGs that the agenda poses is number 17, which is partnership for the goals. And if we are aiming really to partnership for that, there are certain things that we really need to consider. I'm going to give you just 5 points, which I consider are important. First is to create or join to a compelling cost. One of the most important elements that you can actually have ever is a compelling cost. Not any cost, but a real compelling cost where you can feel and embrace the greatness of what you're doing. It's not something that you're just gonna go and join and do for the rest of your life because you have to do it. It's something that really will change that cost. And even if that means that you don't get paid sometimes, what you're doing is important, and that's something you need to know, especially young people. Second thing, communication. If effective communication is the base of everything that we can see. But in collaboration, it's even more important because then you can clear out some expectations that not only you, but others might have. And then you can start forming those great ideas that may change the world. I think communication is the basis of everything that you may work in life. Even your network is, the last speaker just said this, consider that you're a giver and not only a receiver. Being under that mindset then is going to pose a very important element, which is communication. You need to communicate what you're going to give and what you're going to be receiving. Number 3 is establishing empowering goals. Just like a compelling cause, empowering goals are really important. If you notice, I'm just getting like name and last name to those things because those are important things. Empowering goals means that you are going to create a mindset of your own, which is going to change and break those habits that you may have. As Dr. Fihans in the morning just said it, you need to break that mindset, and then things are going to come up, but you need to know where you're heading to. And those things are going to be established from the beginning with all of the other people. You're going to form powerful collaboration if you really have empowering goals, not simple goals that might just go into the distance, say, oh, one day I might want to do this. No, real goals which might empower not only you, but people who are with you. Number 4, and this is really important, is foster cohesion. Fostering cohesion is like this is exactly the point where you were talking about just a few minutes ago. Try not to be afraid to show what you got, what you have, who you are, because we usually have this idea in mind that ideas move the world, but what really moves the world is the action that you put towards those ideas, and that action is really important. You cannot do it alone. You need to foster that cohesion among everybody through great communication. If you foster and take care of that cohesion that you're really getting into, you're going to have a better way to collaborate. We just heard it from the last speaker. This is really important. Be there not only because it might be important for your project, be there because it's important for people, because it's meaningful. And that's something that really creates another level of conscience. Actually, you said an interesting word, an interesting phrase, actually, a little bit before, which is this kind of rocking the world. Well, ideas might move the world, but if you really put the action into those ideas, that's what really rocks your world. That is really important, and you can only do that with or through collaboration. And finally, number 5, not least important, actually is one of the most important things, is make human values a top priority. What you're dealing with is not a machine. What you're dealing with are humans, and humans have feelings, thoughts, spiritual ideas maybe, and that's intense. That's really intense. You need to connect to another level. It's not just, oh, this is going to be good for my project. Let's just get the goal and let's do it. No, you need to care about the people who are trying to go into the same goal and get that same goal with you, and sometimes even for you. That is important to take into consideration. Every single person accounts. That's like the best 5 practices I can actually just leave you with, and everybody.
Thank you so much, Julio. Julio, I am over here trying to take notes as you are speaking, because one thing you said stood out to me, and that was the second point: communication. And I believe that we underestimate the power and the value and the importance of not just talking, but effective communication, making sure that our communication is effective in collaboration. When the communication fails, the relationship will be affected. When the communication fails, the vision will not be accomplished. When you come into collaborations, be very clear about what you want and be very clear about what you expect. Be very clear about what you can live without or what you cannot live without. Be very, very clear in communicating, and I cannot emphasize that enough. Be regular and be effective, so that we can keep this thing going. And you talked about why it is important, Julio. You said because human value. We're not dealing with machines. We're not dealing with wood or a tree or a plant. You're dealing with people with emotions and feelings. And one thing COVID-19 has introduced is a roller coaster emotion. Everybody seems to be on a high and low, depending on how you wake up in the morning, because we have gotten to a point in some places, in some homes, where people cannot recognize the difference between morning and night, and they cannot recognize between day and evening, because everything, people are just exhausted, people are tired, people are frustrated, people are irritated. And some people are very normal though, and they are stable. But when you deal with people, you have to cater to all of that. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Thank you so much, Julia. Let's move on to the next question. You talked a lot about the values. You talked a lot about the foundation. Now we want to move even deeper. What are the benefits of collaboration? Why is collaboration important? Why couldn't Guyleen just host this program on their own? Why could COIF not just run this program on their own? Why do they two organizations need to come together to do such a thing? Why is the collaboration important? Take it away, Julio.
Thank you so much. Well, collaboration is really important, and you just touched a very important point. I think this COVID-19 pandemic just posed a new concept for everybody. And I think collaboration just got into a new level. We just raised the bar into a new way of collaborating. Before the pandemic, we were not like so intensively speaking all the time with people. We were not communicating so much. Now we're learning new skills of communication, if I can say that, because, for example, right now, these couldn't be actually possible if a great collaboration could be among these two great organizations. And I think if you consider why is it so important, well, the answer could be simply because we're humans. Humans are always trying to be social, trying to be together. And this is something that we have learned over the past months. And I think collaboration makes great networking, as we just heard it fabulously from our previous speaker. And collaboration is the only way to move things in the world. If you consider how great minds have been able just to push the world into a new era, well, that's how they've done it. They've not done it alone only. We're talking about leadership here. And you said something really important. Leadership, it's important to consider leadership and associated with a way to collaborate with others. A leader cannot be a lonely wolf, and that is really amazing. I think if we consider why is it so important, one of the best things is just to look around, because people matter, people are important, and that's exactly what we're looking right now at, and what we're just heading into.
Thank you so much, Julio. You see, I'm trying to write notes as you're speaking because you just dropped a nugget there and I didn't want to miss it. You said a leader cannot be a lonely wolf. My goodness, my goodness. It does not matter how huge, how strong a leader thinks you are, how many followers you think you are, how many people you have behind you and clapping and cheering you on. You cannot be a lonely wolf. You cannot just have people clapping. You need to bring them on board. You need to bring them alongside. Yeah, and a leader cannot be a lonely wolf. And you know what? I learned something very early on in my journey of becoming an influencer. And that one thing is the powerful phrase, woe is a man who falls and have no one to pick him up. Woe is that man. So you need to surround yourself with people of value. So when you fall, because in this journey of leadership, young people, listen up. It's not all rosy. It's not always going to be successful. You are going to, it's a high and low. You get to a level and sometimes you feel like you are back at square one at the beginning. You are going to rise and fall. And the way you are going to fall and the way you rise sometimes is through collaborations. Maybe someone will lift you up. Someone will bring out in you what you didn't even know you carried. Someone can pull out of you what you have been sitting on. Collaboration is key. We just have to go about it the right way. We have to do it the right way. We have to communicate. We have to know what we expect and communicate it. And we have to be willing to accept the other party's expectations. That is what collaborations are all about. Julio, this is so powerful. You are dropping some nuggets here. Young people, are you here? We have more than 2,000 people, more than 2K people watching right now on the different platforms. Come on, Dr. Finhas, thank you. A leader cannot be a lonely wolf. We have to adopt that. We have to go out there on social media and do hashtag a leader cannot be a lonely wolf. Hashtag Julio Capuano. We need to make sure that this goes out because this is powerful. This is so powerful. So Julio, what role does collaboration play in change leadership? The topic of today is leading the change. And the topic today, we all agree here, the two organizations brought this topic and the viewers agree because from the comments we see going back and forth, we all agree that the young people are our leaders. The 2030, 2060 agenda caters very much for them and they need to be prepared. They need to be positioned. They need to be ready. Change is inevitable. That's what Dr. Finn has told us. Change is inevitable. And if that is the case, we need to teach them. What role does collaboration play in change leadership? Because the leadership that they are stepping into is a change leadership. It's not leadership the way they know it now. It's not leadership the way it was done by their grandfathers and their former predecessors. It's going to be a different way of leadership. Take it away, Julio.
Thank you. Well, this is really important. And I just want to go back a little to what you said. Dr. Finn has posed something important, which was change is life. That's how life acts. And that's the most important thing to understand. It's not something that is going to happen and we just need to be prepared like, oh, I'm going to get my shield and I'm going to go and fight for it. No, change is natural, should be natural. And that is something important in collaboration. When we actually think on collaborating with others, changes will happen. Changes will happen inside our group and changes will happen outside the group. And we need just to make sure that we have the right mindset when we get into that change. Change should be a fundamental part of collaborating. Collaborating with others sometimes is difficult. Yes, I know, I understand it. And sometimes it's so difficult because you have different leaders trying to lead at the same time, not understanding the real role or the complete role of a leader. And that is important. A lot of people try to think if I'm a leader, I'm going to be the leader of this group. And this is going to be my group. That's not really happening in real life. When that happens, usually projects do not get into a nice conclusion, or if it does, people are going to get hurt in the way. So collaborating with others have to be through a real good mindset, which you're going to have from the beginning. And that is only with the concept of constant changing between you and the others. among everybody. Change should be generated also. It's not only something that you're going to be expecting. I'm just expecting the change. No, I'm going to make that change. I'm going to empower myself and the others to make that change. And in the moment I get that change, I'm going to feel so good. And I'm going to be empowered that things are going to change as a natural consequence of what we have done. That's the basic union between change and collaboration.
Thank you so much, Julio. Julio Capuano Miranda. Thank you so much for representing South America in the most positive way, all the way from Mexico, representing South America. South America, are you in the house? Are you in the house? If you are, I would like to see you commenting, sending your love, sending fire, sending emojis to this man over here who has just represented you so well and just spoke so eloquently. He is a positive influencer. This is what Gailin is all about. This is what COIF is all about. We are influencers, and we are here to ignite, to light a fire in people so they find their purpose, find their why, and get on it. One of the speakers, I believe it was Siki, said that it was Ajamang, I think Osiki said, it's not just about dreaming about a future, but action. Backing it up with action. That's what we are here. We are here to ignite. We're here to push somebody. We're here to grab somebody, yank you from that seat, yank you, take those goals from off the shelf. Take those books that are piled up on your shelf that you're planning to read. Get on it. Read it today. Write your goal today. Do something today. Arise today. Ajaman has a podcast that is Arise, a statement that says arise and make a difference. Arise somebody, arise young person. Julio just told us change is not something that you're going to have time to put on your gloves and prepare for. It is coming. It is coming. 2030 may sound like a long way. 2063 may sound like a long way, but it is here already. It is here. Can you believe it? It was January yesterday, and today we are in October. And come on, arise somebody, young person, arise. Grab your notepad. Start asking yourself questions. Jayla told us you are never too young to influence. You are never too young to bring joy. I mean, Sana told us that she was around women that were broken and they sang broken songs. But then Sana went from being that person to being a healer. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. Julio, we appreciate you, sir, and we look forward to the next invitation when we will have you on this platform. We are not going anywhere. We are still here. This is Leading Edge Impact Youth Forum. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Margaret.